Heyo, it's OmniDog here from OmniDog's Vault. Welcome all you OmniDogs and OmniKittens. Thanks for tuning in to this overview of Secret Wars Battleworld. And you can get books like this and many others at organicpricedbooks.com. $2 off with code OMNIDOG, or big savings, 5% off shipping, 4 more books to their code OMNIDOGSET. And yes, I do use my own code because I like to save money too. Okay, so Secret Wars Battleworld. This was at the end of Hickman's whole Secret Wars run through, starting, I thought, with Secret Warriors, including Hick Vengers, Hicktastic 4, the Shield books, and then Secret Wars. This is the afterwards of when the worlds the incursion happened with the Ultimates, Earth, and Earth 616. And this is how the one world is sort of pieced out into a merged reality with someone overseeing it all. Of course, book is about 10 years old, so I shouldn't be worried about spoiling it, but I don't want to spoil it for you. It's awesome, though. I love that whole thing. And this is going to be, I'm guessing, about 5 of these, because it's Battleworld and War Zones put together. I don't know how they chose just Battleworld, but it's not just Battleworld books. There's Warzone books in it too. And we will get into what books are in it in just a sec. We will take the dust jacket off and see the boss inside. Here's a look at, it's a $150 retail price. And then there's the dust flaps, the jacket flaps, and let's take a quick look at the binding because it's a pretty chunky book. And the binding looks to be good. Eye hole is nice, and it is a sturdy beast of a book. Let's see. So the books we got, they're going in alphabetical order, and it only goes up to E. So that makes me think there were like 40 of those trades, and I read just about all of them back in the day. This was around 2016. I feel like one of my earliest series of videos was going over all the War Worlds and Battle Worlds books. But there's 1602, Witch Hunter Angela, 1872, A-Force, Age of Apocalypse, Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies, Basic Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows, Armor Wars, Captain Britain and the Mighty Defenders, Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps, written by both Kellys, Sue DeConnick and Thompson, Civil War, Deadpool's Secret Wars 1 through 4 by Cullen Bunn, E is for Extinction, and actually, let's take a look. Not A-Force, Witch Hunter, Marguerite Bennett, 1872, Jerry Dugan, A-Force, Marguerite Bennett and G. Willow Wilson, Age of Apocalypse, Fabian Nicieza, Age of Ultron, James Robinson. Dan Slott wrote Renew Your Vows, and I guess it was so popular that it got there are 4 trade paperbacks that followed this called Renew Your Vows. A-Force was popular enough that it got 2 trades after this. I wish it had gone longer, but it didn't. And I remember Civil War is their version of Civil War. So let's go. So here's a massive patchwork planet composed of the fragmented worlds that no longer exist, maintained by the, spoiler, maintained by the iron will of its god and master. Oops. Each region is a domain unto itself. So this is what it looks like. And so this is where all these different little realities happen. Like the Thor Corps were that's not in this book, but the Thor Corps were like not lawmakers is what they were. And so let's see. I know these are Warzone books put together with Battleworld books, and there were a lot of. I felt like I read probably 3/4 of them, maybe 80% of them, and the stories, depending on, they're subjective like everything else. I found a good chunk of them to be very entertaining because I liked the idea of the alternate realities. Let me adjust the camera here a little bit. I like the idea of the alternate realities and who they involved. And I would say that I found the vast majority to be very entertaining. And at least worth a read. So, obviously your mileage will vary, as they say. This is set back in the frontier days, 1872, with various characters. Here's Bullseye, as you can tell. Some of the characters are different than they were, obviously, in our world. And some of them take on similar roles. But I really enjoyed the sort of mishmash of, this is A-Force. This, I think, yeah, this is A-Force. This was one of my favorites. I thought this was really good. And I'm sorry it didn't continue. I even bought, I liked it so much. Oh, I have an action figure of her. Norse Goddess of Mistress of Secrets. I need to put it with, oh, you know what? I was going to say I bought the action figure set of A-Force, but I've left them all in the packaging because it's so cool. And I just unboxed this one differently than the A-Force one. I'm going to keep that in the package. So I really enjoyed A-Force a lot. And as you can see here, we're looking at Gutter Loss. It's a big book, but Gutter Loss isn't too bad here. It's pretty good for such a chunky book. And, there are consequences in this because they're at various states of conflict, because it wouldn't be any good if they just, sat around and were enjoying their lives. It would be like when Marge Simpson complained about Itchy and Scratchy, and then Itchy and Scratchy just sat there and drank lemonade. So this gives you an idea of the art and the various characters that are in some of these. And this is Ultron versus... It sounds... that sounds like the least likely one that I would like. Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies. I'm generally not a fan of Marvel Zombies. I remember liking this, though. Good grief. You see Punisher dressed up like a pilgrim, practically. He bites it, so don't get too attached to him. So I see that we're going still into the zombies. Oh, and here's Venom. So this must be Renew Your Vows. Yeah. The 4 trades that came after this, a couple of them are kind of hard to find. And I would be surprised if it didn't get collected somewhere in like an oversized hardcover or a modern era Marvel epic collection, because these characters, Spinner and Spinneret, were proved to be pretty popular, if I'm saying that right. I know Spinneret Whoa, I don't even remember this dude. What am I looking at here? Okay, I need to read this again because this is amazing. Yeah, so I know Spinneret at least came out of this, but their daughter has powers too. And I thought she was Spinneret, but I'm flaking. It's okay. Just you'll read it and you'll enjoy it. Because Renew Your Vows was pretty darn good. And see, different stories have different versions. They're all occurring at the same time, but you'll see various characters in different situations. Like Spider-Man could be in 2 or 3 different books in various guises, and same with all these other characters, you know, because we've already seen She-Hulk earlier. So that's the thing, is that this is bending reality, because that's part of the deal. It's reality is all bent all over the place because of what happened with the incursions. This is the Carol Corps. Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps. So I found this is going to be a series that I'm going to be happy to upgrade from my trades to. But don't get confused by the fact that they call it Battleworld, because it's both Battleworld and War Zones in this book. So I imagine it's just going to be, since it's only A through E in this book and they're alphabetical, I imagine there's going to be 4 more of these. And I'm kind of excited for that, because I remember loving the whole, well, I love the whole the whole Secret Wars idea of the incursions. And see, Deadpool's going to be here in a couple different forms. So there's She-Hulk again. So that's one thing about this, is that reality's very different. Spider-Man again. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Howard the Duck. How can that be bad? Wait, is She-Hulk in this too? Contest of Champions bonus round. I want to find She-Hulk again. Let's see if she's just in every single book. That'd be funny. Well, this is about X-Men, the E for Extinction event. Not event, but what the reality is like in their little chunk of Battleworld / War Zones. This art's pretty cool. And then for extras, we have a ton. Oh, there's Singularity. That's a nice one. We have a ton of extra covers, because as you can imagine, there's a lot of comics, so that, you know, 5 covers for each issue gives you an awful lot to choose from. So here's some of them. And then there's some character designs at the back. Yeah, they had their version of Civil War, which was more interesting than the regular event, I thought. So here's some character sketches. So there you go. There's the overview, my semi-review. Other than, I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. I appreciate it when anybody can play around. I'm having trouble. But when they can play around with reality, whenever artists and writers can mess around with reality, and it's part, you know, the editorial board says, yeah, go do that. Go mess with reality. I think it's fun to see what they can come up with in this. And for the most part, it was really good. There's some meh issues in there. I hate using that word meh, but yeah, there were some meh events, but all worth reading. So peace and love, peace and love. I hope you enjoyed this overview. And please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I do a review or have a show. Feel free to leave a comment, and peace and love, peace and love. Be good to each other out there and read more comics. Comics, the best hobby there is. That's right. Peace and love, peace and love.